Hello everyone and welcome to the Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. Since the Pope first mentioned the church militant last month, we here at churchmilitant.tv have been striving to make the points: 1, what is meant by the term church militant, and 2, how it contrasts so dramatically from what passes as Catholic today in the establishment church. First, let's drop in on Pope Pius XII and what he defined as church militant and her very reason for existence. Quote, "We belong to the church militant, and she is militant because on earth the powers of darkness are ever restless to encompass her destruction, not only in the far-off centuries of the early church, but down through the ages, and in this our own day the enemies of God and Christian civilization make bold to attack the Creator's supreme dominion and sacrosanct human rights." End quote. That is not nice language, but brother, it is most certainly militant language. But the Church of Nice doesn't like language like that. The Church of Nice is the lousy theology church that has grown up in the shadow of Vatican II and conducts its faith-twisting business under the hilarious pretense of the spirit of Vatican II, although no one in that camp ever seems to be able to actually define what is meant by the spirit of Vatican II. It's a lousy theology because in many instances, from liturgy to sacraments and every other corner of the church, it more resembles Protestantism than the church militant. There is an overemphasis on ecumenism, or rather false ecumenism, a playing down of everything that happened before the council, as if the church somehow just sprang into being in 1965 and everything that happened for nearly 2,000 years before that was just some kind of warm-up act to the council. In the wake of the spirit of Vatican II, there has been a mass falling away of both religious and laity, despite the numbers that come to us from the official organs in the church. Those head counters only count the number of baptisms. They do not count the hundreds of millions who no longer believe or participate in the sacramental life of the church. But the people who preside over this reconstituted church, and that's church with a small c, are always very nice, at least at first. They are pleasant and social. And they talk about their feelings a lot, incessantly. And they ask you how you are feeling. And they ask you about how you feel about this church teaching or that. A newsflash to the Church of Nice. Jesus does not care about how you feel. He cares about you getting to heaven. No general asks his troops how they feel before sending them into battle. Rather, he does everything in his power to make sure they are prepared for battle, that they have the very best weaponry at their disposal, that their orders are clear, and the battle plan is perfect. How a soldier feels means absolutely nothing. And in the battle in which the church militant is engaged, my feelings or your feelings mean nothing. But for the nice people, the Church of Nice, feelings mean everything, because they use feelings as an excuse to overthrow church teaching, smiling all the while, mind you, with that syrupy, sickeningly sweet smile. Ah, the nice people. Bishop Fulton Sheen, who is responsible for our brand new studio here, had this to say about the nice people. Quote, "Our Lord was crucified by the nice people who held that religion was all right in its place so long as its place was not here, where it might demand of them a change of heart. The gravest error of the nice people in all ages is the denial of sin." And the denial of sin is the precise currency that the nice people traffic in. It is the coin they are most comfortable with. This is why, exactly why, you always hear nice people in the church asking you about your feelings and blathering on incessantly about feelings and judging the teachings of the church based on how they feel about them. As long as you're all warm and fuzzy about your sin, then somehow it isn't really a sin. So we hear the excuses. But I love him or her. I deserve this or I need that. There are no nice people in heaven. Heaven isn't for nice people. Nice people go to hell. Fighters and soldiers and the saints valiant. That's who gets to heaven. Heck, can you imagine sitting around for eternity with people constantly badgering you about how you feel? Yuck. God love you. I'm Michael Voris.